Okay. That was a pretty relaxing day of fishing, but I'm beat. Maybe I should take a rest in the Ink recreational fishing hut. I'm glad the company decided to spend money on this. It's really nice to sit here in this empty room and relax after a good day of fishing. But as you guys can see, I've been doing a little bit of fishing, and I got up to level 30, so the first thing that we're going to do in this episode is enchant our bow. And I can't wait to see what kind of enchantments we get. This is going to be crucial for defeating the Ender Dragon. But to do that, we need bookshelves. Bookshelves, where did I put my bookshelves? 3, and I have these on me. Oh, that's what I needed, I remember. Here. What I need to do is I need to get more wood for the bookshelves because, you know, I don't seem to have any wood. I thought I had wood, but, you know, I don't know where the wood could have gone. So I'm going to need to go over to that mine shaft and mine some wood. Yes, the wood seems to have just disappeared. I don't know where it went. So let's go. First thing we're going to do this episode is gather up some wood for those bookshelves. Hopefully avoid these enemies. And it looks like I've kind of mined out most of the wood on the floor. Of course, there's still some left over like here and here. But I might have to actually start going up to the mine shafts up there and mining out those pieces. So hopefully there doesn't need to be too much of that. So how many... Let's see, how many bookshelves do we actually need? So you need 15 bookshelves. I'm really terrible at math, by the way. We need 15... Ouch. We need 15 bookshelves in order to get a level 30 enchantment. And each bookshelf requires 6, if I'm not mistaken, planks. So what is 6 times 15? Don't put me on the spot like this. Why did I do this to myself? Okay, so 6 times 15 is definitely 90. Problem is I actually don't know. I'm freaking out. So I've learned today that I cannot do math, even rudimentary multiplication, and record a video at the same time. I may actually need to pause the video and double check my math right now. Wait, hold on. Let's count like a baby. 15, 1, 30 is 2. And we times that. Yeah, that's 90. Okay. I think I'm right. It's gonna be so embarrassing if I'm not right. So we need 90 oak planks right now, and we're about almost the way there. And of course, like a smarty pants, I did not bring a pick, or I did not bring another axe with me. So we're gonna have to run back and get that too. Okay, so back with an iron axe, and we need to get about a stack more of these planks in order to make all the bookshelves. That's a really hefty price, if you think about it. Especially in this map where wood isn't exactly the most common resource. It's not as bad though. At least there's this like giant mine shaft that's essentially made of wood. It's always a plus, and these guys don't like me taking their wood, huh? Well, zombies have always been the biggest public enemy in this map. Good thing that cobwebs also happens to be my best friend in this map. Alright, let's pick these up right here. And how many do we have now? Doing a stat check. Ow, whoa. That's a cave spider. Whew. Can't believe I did not notice I was right next to a cave spider spawner. That was close. And here's another cave spider spawner. That's where I got the enchanting table, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so let's just make our way down here. I'd much rather deal with zombies than anything else. What did I tell you? Cobwebs. A Superdark Survivalist's best friend. Anyway, I was doing a check on how much wood I had, and I need about 30 more. So let's just take up all of this, and yep, I think we should be able to get 30 with no problem. And the rest of this seems like it'll be really easy to get. So I have about 2 stacks of wood, and I just have no idea where the wood went. It's not like I built an entire house of wood or something, but I guess it's a moment of truth now. We can finally make these bookshelves and get our level 30 enchantment. I have to say I'm pretty excited about that. And once again, cat horse is hanging out with the chickens. They must be like best friends or something. Let's see, 15 of these. Alright, we have way more than enough to make that. So let's see what we can do. There we go, 15. And let's make them all. Excellent. And lots of wood left over to use on tools and etc. So let's lay these out right now. use a pretty simple setup for this. We can place all the enchanting tables or all of the bookshelves around like this, and that should give us a level 30 enchantment on our bow. I can't wait for the 1.8 update where enchanting levels only costs 3 at level 30. Power 4 and flame. It's not too shabby, you know? Let's take a look at the books that we have. Let's see if we can slap anything on here before we go. What I really want to slap on here is that infinity. So the infinity is the priority, and the rest of these, like sharpness 5, etc., are actually not that big a deal. If I was going to play this game for longer, fortune would definitely be really great, and feather falling is always good, but in the end, if you fall off, you're basically dead. So I don't know how that would help me there. So let's see, how much does it take to slap that on? 12 levels? That shouldn't be too bad to get. I should be able to get 12 levels by just running around here or fishing. And I definitely want that before I go into the end. That might be the only one I'm interested in, really, because the bow is definitely the biggest part about that fight. So where should I go to grind levels? We made a super bright quarry, that's what I named it, just to get the little amount of stone that I needed to build all my structures. And this is the ink sac factory. It's I don't think it's obscuring the view of Squishy's memorial too much, you know? I can see Squishy's memorial fine. It's not a big deal. I don't know what his dad was all riled up about. You know, who wouldn't want to live next to a booming $1 million factory that's creating lots of sewage and waste? You know, that sounds like a dream, actually. But regardless of that, let's go and get 12 levels. I don't think I'm going to fish. I think I'm just going to run around and potentially hit things. Zombies are definitely good for hitting. And my sword's about to run out, so maybe this will be able to run out my sword, and so I can make a new one anyway. Okay. Well, okay. That wasn't quite so easy as I expected. Seems that Ink may have to stop production for a while because it's been taken over by a rogue band of skeletons. I don't know why that didn't work. I mean, after my sword broke, I just thought I could hit them with this potato and I'd be fine. But, you know, they just overpowered us. All the security at the Ink factory, everything, just got taken over by that band of skeletons. Maybe a good first step would be to make a sword. See, do we have anything else that could help us here? I really need to organize this chest. It's kind of a mess. Alright, let's come here and hopefully not get pegged. Let's take all of this and let's take this whole stack of potatoes. And let's make ourselves another sword. Alright, I think they see us. Oh wait, I already had another sword. What is with me and not checking my inventory? But at least this will still allow us to retake the factory. We're halfway there. Almost halfway there, I'd say, with the levels. We just need to rough up these guys, make sure that they never bother us again. That was definitely a hostile takeover here. I think they're after our fortunes and riches. I guess it's kind of what you'd expect after making the big bucks on the ink sacks. Ouch. Oh, I hate battling multiple skeletons. They hurt so much. Okay. Let's just knock out this melon. Hopefully regenerate some hearts, and we only have 1 level left. Going out there is kind of scary, but I think I left a good deal of experience orbs back here when I was killing stuff. You can see the story of how this goes. I was battling over here, killing some skeletons and mobs and etc., and then a bunch of skeletons showed up and started roughing me up. So then I retreated, and eventually they got back to the factory and took it over. So that's the story of what happened, but at least that means we get to enchant our stuff. So I can enchant this new sword, and I can enchant my bow with infinity. The next thing we have to do is check how much it would take for our sharpness bow. Or our sharpness sword, rather. Oops, that's not where we're going. We are going right here, and not right here, actually. We're going right here. And appending this... What am I doing, guys? What am I doing? I'm not doing anything right. Infinity to bow, as sword is to sharpness. Okay. There we go. There we go. There's our infinity bow. I should have renamed you, but I forgot. I am so devastated. Let's enchant this with... No, let's actually see how much this takes first. Sharpness 5 will take 8 levels. That shouldn't be too bad. So I'm gonna go and get that 8 levels right now in the same fashion by roughing up some mobs, and we'll see how we can go from there. So I was thinking that I had those 10 diamonds in my chest, and if I'm gonna enchant something with a level 5 sharpness, then I might as well do a diamond sword. And renaming it costs so much money. So, you know, I actually take that back. I'm actually only going to enchant it without a name, because this is all I'm going to do for now, this sharpness 5, and the rest of it is I'm going to make some armor, and I'm going to enchant that with like level 1 or level 2 enchantments. I don't quite have enough iron for that, so I'm going to have to smelt a couple more. So let's just toss these in the smelter, and let's make this iron armor. And this iron armor would be just like really rudimentary to protect me from like Enderman and all that, etc. So yeah, all of these will be going under the level 1 enchantment slot. Let's just see what we can get. Here we go. Oh wait, actually what I have to do first is, in order to like disable an enchanting table, you just have to kind of make sure that the line of sight between the bookshelves is no longer there. So that should be able to give me level 1 enchantments. There we go. Protection, good. Don't want you. Don't want you either. Unbreaking protection, excellent. Projectile protection, oh, actually that does absolutely nothing in the end. So it's kind of unfortunate, but at least we can see what we get on our boots. And with this, I think this is our battle gear. I think we're all set up. We got a bunch of potatoes to take to the end. We've got a bunch of arrows, an infinity bow. So I think we shouldn't have many problems going and fighting the Ender Dragon. If I've seen it, or I saw it correctly that one time, I think, when we went accidentally, that there wasn't too much of a twist to the Ender Dragon fight. So I think we should just take our Ender Pearls and get going. And I think this is finally time for us to confront the Ender Dragon for real. And I think this time we're much better prepared. We have a bucket of water for some Endermen. I'm not going to take a pumpkin. I don't think that's very good for making videos. And as you just probably saw, I had an iron chest plate already. But yeah, let's just take this diamond sword. Let's just take our bow. And let's finally go on and take on the Ender Dragon. So, it's time for the second showdown with the Ender Dragon. Did that guy just spawn there? I actually might just take his pearl, just because pearls are really useful in the end. So let's get down here, and cat horse, stay here. This isn't a fight for horses. Let's actually just take this guy out, yeah? Let's take these couple guys out. And if you remember the first time we went to the end, that wasn't pretty. That was actually terrible. We got totally destroyed, and I just had like, I had nothing on me basically. But this infinity bow is going to be super useful, and I think that we're actually pretty well geared. I'd say that we're almost over geared for this fight. I normally don't like to take on too much gear into the end, because, you know, sometimes if the dragon's such a pushover, the fight's a little bit less fun. But this time I think we're pretty appropriately geared. We just got diamond sword, sharpness 5, and our bow, which is not like super geared up. It doesn't have like power 5 and all those other enchantments on them. It just has simply power 4 and infinity. So I think we're in actually pretty good shape. We can confidently make our way over here. We don't need these shovels or anything, but I just took them just in case. It's probably actually a terrible idea. I probably shouldn't have taken them. Okay. So, here we go, guys. Going into the end. Oh, what just happened? The end portal just magically sucked in the entire room away from it. Half the room is gone. This is a very odd graphical glitch. Why did that just happen now? If I just move around, will it? Whatever. The whole point is that what's important is right in front of us, regardless of how much of the room it sucks away. Very odd. But here we go. Perhaps potentially the conclusion of Superdark Survival. Let's go fight the Ender Dragon.